Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a stay-at-home dad and a part-time eBay reseller. And every 100 subscribers is a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure you subscribe so you have a chance to win. Little different today, I guess not that different because I've done it quite a few times. I have a Mikhail mystery box to open up. It got beat up in shipping, but then it's been sitting around for a few weeks now, actually, maybe a couple weeks, something like that. So also my toddler has not been super helpful to keeping the box in one piece. For those of you who don't know, friend of mine, Mikhail, he sends me inventory at the cost of shipping. I will look that up and put that total on the screen so you know how much that box cost me. Usually works out to, I just always say less than $1, because usually it's much less than $1, but that just kind of gives you a gist of it. Mystery boxes in general, I always put this warning in there. I do not endorse them. I do not say go out and search for them. It's not usually worth your time, effort, money, any of those things, unless you very much trust the person sending it to you. There are resellers that have an abundance of overflow, and so stuff that's just not their top tier stuff, but still worth selling, or, you know, lots of times clothing sellers, Hustle and Hooks, they've been doing it a lot lately where they'll do boxes that are just a little below what they want to sell, but still good stuff for yourself or for garage sale, flea market, that kind of thing. So they do exist, but I like to put that warning in there that just because I get good mystery boxes does not mean you should buy mystery boxes. I have gotten burnt on a mystery box before from someone who I thought was a reputable person, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get to the fun part where we look at what I got and see all the money I'll make. All right, and I try to work through my back stock the best I can before I open another one. And I've got space here, but I'm also trying to bust through as much of this as I can, as fast as I can, to prepare myself for garage sale season. I do need to go out to my storage unit and make sure there's nothing just been waiting out there for me to list. Also, get my storage unit cleaned, because what I like to do is actually come back with the stuff, I go over it, I put it right back in the box, and I usually take it to storage so that I don't pick and choose and kind of work through it. I don't know if that's how I'm going to go about it this year. I might just, because I'm working less, actually just go through and cherry pick the best stuff or what I think is the best stuff. But either way, that's why I'm opening this next one right now. I just really want to probably cherry pick the best, easiest listings and try to go through as much volume as possible. And this box has volume. First off, we got some, and this is great, with a barcode. I don't think these are worth a lot, but even if I have to make one lot, that's still fine with me. But if they're all $9.99 free shipping, that's amazing. But they're little Disney vinyl plastic figures, a remote to a doesn't matter. Most remotes, here's a little tip for you, actually have the number right on the front. That's very useful. I don't know why they do that, but whoever decided that was a thing, thank you. This is a Fitbit, I think. Mikhail sent me about 5 of these, I think, at this point. I actually have one sitting right over there that I had returned because it was probably my fault. They said I listed it as one version and it was a different version, and they don't really have like the part number on them, so I could see if it was off by a number or whatever the reason was. I might take the 2 or 3 of them I have, lot them together, and be done with it. Right here we have a Jeff Gordon hat. It's in kind of rough condition, and I was so embarrassed. I edited the video for the last time and I said a Dale Jr. hat when it was clearly a Jeff Gordon hat. How embarrassing. And then this, what is this? Flame Buster. It's some type of pipe. Torch flashback arrestor. Has a barcode. New old stock? Yeah, I think it is new old stock. It just has been rubbing around in this container for 10 decades. That's 100 years. There's no way it's been that long. Right here we have a ink cartridge. I don't know why I keep putting these things back down. I got a box to put them in so that I don't do that. All right, and then we have a Casio Secret Sender 6000. And this is like, oh, what are these things called? I don't remember. But when I was a child, those were very popular for a minute for school kids. And all it is like a spell check, and maybe it has like a thesaurus dictionary type stuff in it. Very basic compared to now, but when they came out, it was high tech. And then next up, this is an awesome looking calculator. Is this a calculator? A National Semiconductor 200, but no, is this a calculator? Yeah, it is, but it's got an on and off switch. Hopefully there's no batteries in it that are corroded, because this thing is neat. I don't know how much money it'd be worth, but that is neat. Comes in a nice little carrying case. And I don't know how. I write myself notes everywhere, and then I forget to read those notes. But I have been trying to get myself to buy batteries to test calculators I got sitting over there from the last one since I opened it. Next up, we have a bunch of, I don't know if these are Atari or ColecoVision or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Got 9 of those. I will 100% lot all of these together as untested. I used to very much test Atari games, and I would clean them and make them work and all this kind of stuff. But if it's not a high-end game worth a lot of money, give a discount, have somebody else spend that time. I did it because I enjoyed it. I'd play a game for 5-10 minutes. It was, you know, not the worst way to spend some time, but it's the worst way to spend some time if you're just trying to make money. That time is better spent listing more things. List them. Now, these ones, I might go a little further than just that, but Carnival by Sega for ColecoVision, so those probably are ColecoVision, and Donkey Kong. So if anything out of those games is worth money, it's this one. I may go as far as to test, clean, something like that. If the difference between tested and untested, the value difference is worth the amount of time it would take, then yes, do the thing. I used to not consider that. I would just go through the process of testing and cleaning and all that kind of stuff and not realize that, oh, I spent 2 hours on this. I could have just taken whatever the less money is, $25 less, $100 less, depends on how long it took you. Here is a, oh, from over here, I thought, okay, so I thought this was a gentleman like in the woods with a rifle, and then I got it closer to my face, and it's somebody, it looks like they're water skiing, but on a, so it's not wakeboarding, but I know there is a type of water skiing where it's a single board. I don't remember what that's called. Probably still water skiing, but a belt buckle. And this is actually vintage. Wow. 1979. That is unexpected. But look at this guy's mustache. Nice. All right. So I love selling belt buckles. I sold through my personal belt buckle collection. I think I only got one left. That's something I pick up very often because they are super easy to list, super easy to pack, and fairly cheap, fairly okay sell-through rate. There's also a large market, because I had a store buy from me multiple times. There's a market for your vintage stores, vintage clothing stores, to buy them from you. So you sell them to them, they put them in their store for exorbitant prices, so on and so forth. I saw a video of a girl who is Post Malone's personal shopper, and she just goes around buying vintage t-shirts at probably eBay, Goodwill, wherever she happens to source them, and then puts a clothing rack of all his sizes, and he goes through and he looks at the ones he likes, and she was charging him ungodly amounts. Hundreds of dollars per shirt. But it's whatever. However she got that job, kudos to her. And then this is, I won't pull them all out, but they're vacuum bags. So hopefully these are worth selling individually, because there's 1, 2, 3, 5 of them, and they have barcodes, so that would be great. If not, and they got to be lotted up, that's also perfectly okay. Same thing with these pencils. If they're not worth listing individually, just in a lot is also great, because this cost me this box right here, I mean, the amount of items in here compared to what I paid, it's probably less than 50 cents an item. So my profit margins, they're not thin. I can sell anything in this box for very cheap and still make money. Right here, let's see, what is this? A regulation pocketbook for U.S. Department of Transportation. I wonder if this has a year in it. 1979. So that's neat. I've sold quite a few repair manuals, instruction booklets, things like that. And I gotta imagine it's a collectible item. Not that people are buying it to use, because that just wouldn't make sense. Now there are some, like I sold a boiler, like a heater boiler repair manual from the 60s, and that was definitely for somebody to use, because like my boiler is probably from the 60s. And then 2 Libman Gator Mop refills. And I don't know, worst case scenario, lot those together, but I don't know, what do these cost at the store? 12 bucks? So if I lot them together and I got, you know, 20 bucks free shipping, that's awesome money for what I pay. And then here we have a Nintendo 3DS. It's a nice color. Carrying case. Always your certain products, always great sellers. Nintendo, Apple, there's, the market is very large. There's a ton of it to wade through, but the amount that gets sold on a daily basis from companies like Nintendo and Apple, and name your favorite company, is a lot of items. Here we have a BG771 stamped locking gas cap. New old stock, maybe? I think it is. I think it's just because it's old, it's had to be taped. I really don't know. I will sell this as probably new open box, or maybe even used. Probably used, just because it's dingy and dirty. But barcode, a model number, 4 pictures, because I always do a minimum of 4 pictures. I try not to repeat a photo, but there are some times where I will just take a second photo that is exactly the same, because the algorithm does prefer more photos. They, of course, because they have no desire for you to be successful or make them money, I guess, they don't tell you those details. Why wouldn't you just say, hey, it boosts your sales if you have a minimum of da-da-da photos? I heard somebody say that it's 6. I'd always heard it was 4. I like to use as many as necessary to get the point across. And then if necessary is 1 or 2 photos, I make sure there's 4. Because after a certain point, it's ludicrous. You're taking the exact same photo over and over again. And then this, a Clarisonic, don't know, but it's got a model number, easy to look up. If that's $9.99 free shipping, that's fantastic. And then, oh, this was hiding under there. This is a multi-tool from Sheffield. It's in very rough condition. So hopefully Sheffield's a good brand, and then I sell this one discounted, but it's also a little rusty in there. So, this could be probably a garage sale item that someone gets for, I don't know, 10 cents. Actually, how I have been doing my garage sales, and I would like to stop, but it's a time factor, it's not a desire factor, is that everything's $1. Everything's $1, prices are negotiable, because I don't have time to price. I got time to gather the things, set up the tables, put the stuff out, and at that point, it's already, I've tried to sell it on eBay, or it wasn't worth selling on eBay, and I'm just trying to recoup some money. Usually the kids set up their own little table, and they'll make a couple bucks, and they'll be very gung-ho about it first thing in the morning, the first day, and then by lunchtime, they hate it. Hate it. But they're like, please, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me make some money. And then they hate it. But yeah, everything's $1. Sometimes I'll pull out like 4 or 5 items and set them to like the side or on their own table that are actually priced. Usually a DVD player or something that isn't selling for $25 on eBay. I'll put for $5 in the garage sale. And then from the garage sale, everything outside of, usually I'll pick out a box worth of stuff to save till the next year, stuff that just the right person wasn't there to buy, but was good stuff. And then the rest gets trashed, donated, so on and so forth. And on the last day, if somebody shows up on the last day, I usually say, you can grab a bag, grab a box, fill it up, pay me what you want. Because from here, I have to do work. So any amount you want. First year I did that, I did have a gentleman pull up with his car. When I said that, he backed his car up, he filled the back seat, he filled the trunk, and he gave me, I don't know, $5 maybe. And at first I was like, man, what a scammer, what a bum. But then it clicked. I was like, okay, but it's going to take me an hour to pack this stuff up. So honestly, he just did work for me for free. So the $5 is just a bonus. My mindset on that changed moments after I had the first negative thought. It's actually the best way to do it. Let somebody else deal with the problem and take any money they're willing to give you. All right, next run of stuff. We have a Sony DVC tape. I sit sealed tapes of all varieties to the side, unless they are the metal tape. I can't remember the name of it. It's escaping me right now. I will force Future Drew to put a picture here. Future Drew hates when I do this, but it's for you, not for me, of what they are, because those individually, great money, sell those all the time by themselves. But other ones, I just sit them aside. I actually have, it's this box down here is mostly full of cassette tapes, VHS, VHS-C, whatever this is, a DVC. I don't even think I've heard of that one before. I just sit them aside till I have enough where a lot makes sense. They're also, I used to save them for testing purposes. Why am I grabbing more stuff up? I'm out all over the place. Because I sold a lot of electronics. And if you sell something like there's a CD type that is above a regular CD. CD AC? Don't remember. If you don't have that specific type of CD to test with, you can't test that machine. So I would always have a Betamax TV. I've only come across a Betamax twice. Bought them both, sold them both, was able to test them because I have Betamax tapes. That kind of thing. They're nice to have around just in case, because they're cheap. And if you're going to do something like test a Betamax player, buy a new sealed Betamax tape, the cheapest one available. It's not for you to watch, it's for you to test with, but if the tracking is having issues, you don't know if it's the tape or the machine, so buy a new one. The one I have is like, I don't know, 1980 something Olympics something or other. It's nothing I would ever watch, but it's great for testing because I know it's good. Right here we have the Peter Pauper Press, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. I butchered that, I'm sure, but a book. We got a book. Some kind of book. I like books. Got tons of space for books, so that's great. Here we have a big old bag of toys. I see a Sully and Scar and just some small figures, some Smurfs, and what is that? Is that a Mulan right there? Oh, we got Gizmo, looking pretty rough. And who's this big blue guy back behind Sully? Is that a Cookie Monster, I think? There's probably a decent amount of $9.99 free shippers in here. Probably that Sully, maybe the Scar. And then if any of these are the same brand, lot them together. And then if they're not worth listing, they are going to go into my toy box, which is toys not worth listing because they either have a little bit of damage or they just don't have a value of that much. And when that box is full, I'm going to do like a toy junk lot auction. Just get it out of here. Or I'll end up garage sale. Maybe I'll do them as just a free box for when kids are poking through stuff, they can dig through that box instead. Here we have a Sharp. It looks kind of like a Palm Pilot type of situation. It's missing the back there, but I think I got another one of these that I'm waiting to put batteries in and test. And then here is a King Tiger from Zilmex. The belt kind of slipped off there, but that'll just go right back on. But this looks like it might be something. I'm not sure, but I, of course, will look. I don't want to just throw it in the box. I'll put it on top and then move the box. I don't want this little tiny gun to break off. I don't know how it survived this far, but that's kind of neat. I like that. It's a die cast, though. It's not plastic. Ooh, wait, there's a lot of stuff. I might have split this into 2 videos. And then what's this? FIFA World Cup stickers 2022 from Panini. There is a small chance that there's something of value in these. So that would be my first question. If not, barcode, easy listing. If all of these are $9.99 free shipping and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them, that would be just amazing. But if there is a chase card, chase sticker, as they say in there, I might bust them open just for fun. Just because I have 11 of them or whatever number I just said, and of course can't remember. And this is why I'm opening this box, because something like this, that's seconds to list, and that's what I'm looking for today. Many things as I possibly can get out, get up and listed. Let's do it. Here we have a remote to something. It says iClicker, so it has a brand on it, so I should be able to figure it out, but I don't know. I love me some remotes though. And then here we have a Nikon MH53 charging dock. These are usually in the $9.99 to $9.99 free shipping range. Somewhere in that small range of the exact same. Here we have a Bose, just individual speaker. There's possibility that there's more of them in there, but I do not know yet. All right, let's bring the box over here so I can quit meandering back and forth and get some of this done. Okay, and then here we have again the stickers. I think this is, but I think this is like the individually wrapped ones, but this is a sealed box. I don't know. I'm interested to look those up. Here we have a cell phone, a V20, LG V20. I don't know. That will be sold parts or repair. Cell phones do okay. I don't know who buys them, why they buy them. Probably to repair them would be my guess. I don't attempt to fix them, to turn them on, anything like that. Not worth my time and effort. This is a Elvian Life. Looks like some type of craft project. Maybe it's for scrapbooking. I do not know. The box is clearly junked. All right, and then we have some, what do we got? Aromatherapy body lotion. It's like a combo kit. It's got soap and lotion, all that kind of stuff. It smells not enjoyable. I'm not a fan of the flowery. That smells like a bathroom. Unless you're wanting to buy it, then it smells amazing. Toolkit of some kind. Oh, it kind of looks like it might be a precision toolkit. Now this I may keep. I am 100% going to keep this because it has precision bits. So the very small ones for all your very tiny gadgets and gizmos, and then stuff like this. If you have to peel back the rubber foot on a Xbox or something to take it apart, this 100% is mine. I'm keeping this. And when I say that, I always mean if it's not worth a ton of money, because I'll use this, twice a year, maybe. So if it's worth $49.99, that's going out the door. But if it's worth $19.99, that's mine now. And then here is probably a balsa wood kit, or is it plastic? It's plastic. It appears to be unopened. I mean, the box is open, but the stuff inside appears to be plastic wrapped. Models do great. Sometimes they're a bit long tail. This one is a Camproni Delta 2. That's a cool looking kit. But kits, even partially built, if they're vintage or antique, you can still get decent money for them. I sold a huge balsa wood plane one time. The balsa wood pieces had been taken out, but it appeared they were all there, but I didn't itemize it all. I said, here's what's here. Took a picture of everything, took a couple more detailed pictures, said, buy at your own risk. There might be stuff missing, there might not. That's your decision to make. And it's still, I want to say, sold for like $175, but it was big. It was big. And it sold internationally. So I was terrified because it's just a cardboard box full of balsa wood. I ended up, what I did is I just tight wrapped the box in cardboard, and then I tight wrapped it again in cardboard. I didn't do any bubble wrap or anything like that. I think I might have put a piece inside the box to keep stuff from shaking around, but then I just wrapped it twice in cardboard, and I ended up eating a little bit of the cost on the shipping because of that, but it made it safely, so I was happy. Let me go ahead and pull some more stuff out and quit. I've had 2 cups of coffee. This is the issue. And then here we have some vintage knife set, cutlery set. I was thinking these might be bone or horn, but I think they're just painted plastic. But they got a nice look to them. I'll at least be able to figure out who they're by from the handles. I'll probably use either eBay's image search, or I'll use Google's image search, and I should be able to find those fairly easy. And those cool little die-cast tanks, there's actually 2 more of them. So if they're not worth a ton, at least there's 3 of them I can lot together. That's always helpful for low dollar items. Another one of the games, Snafu. Here we have a carrying case for a Jabra. Jabra makes like headphones and Bluetooth speakers, stuff like that. Here is it's a Sony case. Yep, just the case, probably for a camera. It's a branded Sony packaging, so this will actually be a decent seller. Here is a interesting remote. So it has even got a little door here. Well, that's the battery. I'm showing you nothing while I'm talking. Good job, Drew. It's a very weird battery compartment too. It didn't slide or anything. You just had to push it in there. But it's got a remote on this side. Has a light button and then a keyboard. And then what appears to be like a touch screen, like a mouse pad almost, because it says, you know, if you have your fingers this way, that way, it does different things. I don't know. That's interesting. I'm curious on that one. Some jewelry, a little grab bag. We got this cute little frog pin, flower. These don't look high end by any means, but $9.99 free shipping, and there's 5 or 6 items in there. So that's great. I mean, this might be enough to pay for the box. That's why it's, when you go to a garage sale, the stuff that stands out to you is you see like an Eden Pure heater. I've sold probably 5 of those. You see it, you're like, oh, $10, sells for around $70. That's great. When in reality, this might be also sitting on a table for 25 cents a piece and make you the same amount of money. Be cautious of spending your time on large items. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna forgive myself for saying it almost every video because it took me almost 3 years to figure it out. So you're welcome. And another LG something or other, who knows, but I mean, clearly smashed. Because they're both LGs, I might even lot those together. Here is a Hanson high-speed drill bit set. I may also keep this because I recently bought a cheap drill bit set, and it was, as I said, cheap. I burnt through 2 of them in the first project I used them on. So you get what you pay for. And I paid nothing, so I guess that saying doesn't work in this scenario. Here's a set of calipers. Are they branded Whitworth calipers? And then this appears to be some type of maybe electronic toothbrush. I can't really tell. There's instructions in here. Let's see. Phillips. Yeah, Phillips. Phillips. Oh, a Sonicare. If there's like toothbrushes in here, there's no way I'm selling that as part of it. But all these little bits and bobs probably have a decent value to them. Somebody paid $3 for it. And then here is a Ray-Ban sunglass case. It's empty. I actually have a pair of Ray-Bans for sale. Might put that in with them to increase the value of the listing overall. But stuff like this for expensive brands, Gucci, Ray-Ban, Prada. There could be an empty shoebox. Sell iPhone boxes. Empty iPhone boxes. iPad boxes. I sold a Tiffany's, like a drawstring bag that like the ring box goes in. I sold one of those for like $14.99 free shipping. Stuff that people at that point probably think is worthless, can have a value. And just when I thought I was done with wigs, they pull me back in with this really interesting one. This is the first one that's been, I did have a red one, but this one, in lavender, that's too cute right there. A Talena's doll wig. So one more doll wig for old time's sake. Next up, we have a U-Pan bike handle, and hopefully this is under. It is going to be at least 29 inches to ship. So unfortunately, this will have to go, because this would be a first class item. So that will probably have to go UPS or FedEx. And then here we have a PlayStation connector, which that doesn't go like that. Come on, people. For PlayStation, I'm assuming PlayStation 1, because it's a coax connector, which I have to. This has to be a project I get done. This box, that drawer, and the drawer below it, and all over here, I have so many PlayStation, Xbox, Wii, Nintendo, all of the above, connectors, controllers, cords, that I was always saving for when I would get a system, I could make the complete bundle. It's actually not a terrible idea, but I found that I found the pieces at a much higher rate than I found the actual units. So now I have a abundance and I keep just having to move them. So that has to be done away with. Maybe I'll do some lots for someone else to deal with. Actually, probably the best way to go about it. I don't know. And then here we have a Circuit Works, spelt wrong, but it's their company. They can do it as they please, but it's some type of hookups for microphones and headphones and possibly hooks to a computer. It's got a switch on the back. I don't know, but this is interesting. You know, once I do the research on that, that might be something that goes into my stuff. Because for those of you who don't know, because we have so many new viewers to the channel, so many new subscribers, I can't say I am because I haven't booked a gig in 2 years. But at one point, I was a working professional musician. Actually, something I'm very proud of. I, at one point, with my former band, recorded an album. So if you would like to check that out, it's on all streaming platforms. It's on YouTube. The band is Heavens Ta Betsy. Heavens T-A Betsy. Pick your, Apple, Spotify, any of those. And I'll actually link one of the videos at the end if that's something you want to check out. Just something doesn't make me any money, doesn't really do me any good, but something I'm very proud of if you wanted to see what I used to do in my former life. One of the things I used to do in my former life. And then that's a magnifying glass, but it came in a box. So is this like a fancy one? It's very messed up. It's scratched on both sides. I can't believe that would be worth anything, but maybe, oh, here we go. We got a brand. Swift Extra Strong Reader Model 578. But with the scratches on it, I don't know why anybody would want that. Something I touched was very dirty, so I'm going to try to not touch anything else too much. But this is cool. This is a wall. Oh, here's the back to that calculator or whatever was missing it. So that's awesome. I don't remember where I put it, so I will forget it's in there and remember after the item's sold. But this is a Cutco brand wall hanging cutlery thingy, which I don't know if there's supposed to be one in here because there's only 3 slots here. So that's odd to me. But either way, Cutco, great brand. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. This could be a $40+ item, plus shipping. And here we have a Holy Bible, New American Standard, giant print. There we go. That means it's going to be worth a little extra. It doesn't mean crazy money, but it does have the tabs. It's giant print. It's got the little marker in here. I think I see something in there too. It's got somebody's notes. And then this, Kyle might have just thrown this in because he knows I'm a nerd that loves D&D, but this is mine. That's getting kept for sure. And it's a hexers, squares and hexes, and it's a game board. You draw your little dungeons on it, and yeah, you draw your little dungeons on it, what have you, for Dungeons and Dragons or whatever RPG game you like to play. But yeah, that's going in my collection. I would love to be able to use that, but I don't have time or friends anymore. So it is what it is. And then this, I'm not going to dig through it too much, but this is a bag full of prescription glasses. And these are, of course, the ones, well, actually, this says demo lens only. So I was thinking these were like the ones you buy at the display at your Dollar General or whatever. But, I mean, look at that, $49.95, $69.95, $69.95. I mean, if I got a 1/10 of that for these glasses, it would still be good because there's, I don't know, there's more than 50 in here. There's an extreme amount of glasses in here. I don't know. This could be good. This could be my new wigs, where I go, I don't know about these, and then they all list for $12.99 to $24.99, and I make $1,000 on the deal. I don't know. That's just a lot of inventory. Volume almost always wins out over price. I'm not excited to list those, but excited to find out how much I'm getting. And then my hands are very dirty, so I don't want to touch these too much. But I'll leave them kind of in here. There's 3 pairs of shoes, all Jordans, and these ones look pretty clean. So these will be, I mean, these could be $74.99 plus ship, but definitely at least $50 plus ship. Those are very clean. Oh, and then here's a little Oh, Sheffield pocket knife. So that'll go with the other one. Help the value on that one. Here's another pair, still decent shape. These are probably $49.99 plus shipping. Here is a, oh cool, Stanley brand tape measure. It is supposed to have something over top of that, but no, because their branding's right there. So yeah, made in USA, Stanley mini tape measure. This is probably $12.99, $14.99. And then these ones, I guess I could switch hands, you dummy. I hope these are a size 10.5. Not even close. These are size 8. Because I almost this morning pulled the pair of Air Max 90s I have listed. I almost pulled them out to be my new shoes. But it's hard to get me to do that when they're worth like $150. So I saw these and it was like, oh, please be the right size. These would definitely be my new grass cutting shoes. But I might just treat myself and take them out anyways. But those, it's missing a shoelace. I sold a pair just the other day with one shoelace, so that might not hurt the value too much. But those also, they're white, a little dingy, but above $40 probably. Probably. We'll see. One shoelace, a little dirty. They might be more in that $24.99 plus ship, but I don't care. This is probably the best box outside of the wigs, just because the amount of volume that was in that and the amount of dollars that ended up working out to. But if the glasses end up being a hit, this is the best box so far. Anything in there you saw that was awesome, anything that's not worth my time to list, same as always, please let me know so that I don't let it sit around on a shelf when I should list that first. So I need to get to listing. My point was to unbox this stuff. So I had quick, easy stuff to list. So now that is what I'm about to do. That's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other. Just really neat. Hey, little feet. Do they ever really fix things? I have no idea what this is. What do I care? Let's go. I'm good at this.